Hello there. Hi, Mark. You made it. Awesome. So glad to see you here. Um, okay, so I am back. It's been a minute. I'm Cheryl Abram, and this is Person-Centered Cyber. I think we have a really fun discussion today. So I was listening to some of my older videos, and I do that a lot on all three of my channels. I just listen to my videos to see what the hell I said like 5 years ago. And some interesting things came up, and they really align with what I talked about at the Blacks in Cybersecurity conference, winter conference this past weekend. So I said, well, let me, marry that with what I talked about in that conference, and it just turned into something really interesting. So the first thing I want to get to is Joe McCrae. Hey, Joe, how you doing? Now, I love me some Joe McCrae. All right, so he has a YouTube channel. It's called InfoSec Addicts. It's great. I mean, he has so much great stuff on there, and I just like him because he seems I don't know him personally, but he seems personable, right? And he all of his videos are very informative. I love the one where he talks about programming. He makes it so easy to understand. He's a really good instructor. Okay, he's a very, very good instructor. So let me just say that first. I love me some Joe McCrae. Okay, and if you're not subscribed to InfoSec Addicts, go over there because he has some really good stuff over there. But Joe McCrae, what's T? All right, what's T? Now, I watched one of his videos. So he walks, I think he walks every day. And when he walks, he does these very short videos about various things. So one of his walks, the video is called The SolarWinds Breach, What It Means to Us as Cybersecurity Professionals. Okay, this is the specific video I'm talking about, Joe. Okay. So in that video, Joe is showing some news stories about SolarWinds and how apparently, along with what we believe Russia has done. Hey, Professor Black Ops, how are you? What we believe Russia has done. Apparently, they found that China has been in on the fun as well. Okay, and China has, according to Joe McCrae's video, has attacked the National Finance Center, which is the payroll center in the USDA. Okay, and just like with GSA and some other organizations, these payroll center, it doesn't just service USDA, it serves other organizations, other federal organizations. This one serves Treasury, FBI, DHS, I believe, and a couple more. Okay. So now China has done this stuff. They found out, okay? Or at least they're speculating, and they suspect that it's China. So Joe's response to, okay, SolarWinds happened, that and people's things may have been compromised. Now we find that China has been in on the game and has gotten into a finance center and USDA, and maybe all these other people's records, including the FBI. Joe's response is, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to create more red team training. This is what he said on his video in response to malicious hacking and getting into spaces where they don't belong. His response was, what you must focus on this year, because of this is one of the main reasons why I'm saying what we as cyber professionals have to focus on 2021 is red teaming. Okay. Now, for a lot of people, that makes sense. But if you look down for me, it's the left side of the screen right here. It says, welcome to Person-Centered Cyber. If you know me, that don't make no sense whatsoever. None. That makes no sense. I just told you somebody broke in my house. Okay, they broke in my house. They somewhere where they ain't got no business being. They broke in, and you tell me, okay, so that means this year we got to practice breaking into houses. And I don't want to hear nothing about, well, that means for the defense. He didn't say that. I'm telling you what he said. Okay. He said red teaming is what he didn't say. Purple. He didn't say we need to do some defense. No, red teaming. Okay. And if you were at my talk, what did I say was the first thing we need to start doing as cyber professionals? We got to look at the way we talk. The way we talk about stuff. That's where it's going to start. That's right. I'm not saying nothing's wrong with red teaming. What I'm saying is I have just been traumatized. Okay, somebody broke into my bank account. Okay, and you're coming here to tell me, okay, ma'am, this is how we're going to help. We're going to go break into others' bank accounts. Okay, that's what we're going to do. He said, in 2021, all hacking will be related to data theft and cryptocurrency manipulation. That's his prediction. 2021, data theft and cryptocurrency manipulation. Bitcoin is doing pretty good, isn't it? I digress, but it's doing pretty good. So in 2017, I bought $50 worth of Bitcoin. All right, just to try. I know what it was. I know nothing. Okay. Me and a colleague were having a conversation. I was like, let me go buy this stuff just to see where it is, what it does, all that. $50 ain't nothing in Bitcoin, okay? Especially back then. Child, I checked my Bitcoin yesterday. Do you know what it's up to? I said, what? Oh my God. And I told him, he said, you must have a lot of money in there, right? And I was like, I don't know, because I can't get in. I don't remember my password. And And so I fixed all that, right? I saw how much I had in there. I'm like, dang, you know, and I never checked that stuff. I know, I'm like, Bitcoin. I'm like, what the hell is that? That ain't nothing. I just thought my $50 was gone. Okay, it's just gone. And I told him if I had $1 billion in there, I'd still be poor because I don't know how to get that stuff out of there. But that's another thing. Sorry, let me get back to the thing. Okay, cryptocurrency manipulation and data theft. All right, now listen. And another part of that video, this guy said, he said 80% of Americans have had their data stolen. He said by China, but the important part here is that 80% of Americans, he said, have had their data stolen. Now, doing a lot of work on red team content. So I said, what is red teaming? First of all, let me get it. Let me figure out what that actually means. Okay. And Mark, this was before we had our conversation tonight, okay, that I was looking at all this red teaming stuff. So it was interesting when you came up with that in our discussion. It was just very interesting. So red teaming is a military, okay, it's part of military wargaming. All right. So for those of us who are in the military or are in the military, I was in the Army, okay. I never did any red teaming, but that's where it comes from. And of course, because we know who gave us the definition of cyber, DOD, Department of Defense, okay? So red teaming is a part of military wargaming where you have an opposing force, right? That's there to test the plan, all right? So we've created a plan. The blue team has created a plan. Okay, this is what we're gonna do. This is how we're going to carry out the commander's intent. This is how we're going to take the hill, like, you know, whatever the plan is. All right. Now the red team comes in to test that. All right. In wargaming. Right. Okay. So they challenge the planning and the primary way, the reason why it's red teaming is because you want to incorporate human thinking into challenging the plan. All right, you don't just want it to be machines or whatever. You want to incorporate human ingenuity into challenging the plan. Okay, because we're, you know, under the assumption that the enemy thinks, you know, they're going to use their head to try to figure this out, right? So my question is again, Joe McCrae, what's T? Because listen, so I'll go to this next part, right? We're going to right back to red teaming, but there's something in the middle that I need y'all to hear first. Okay, here we go. Transport layer security, TLS. Okay. So this is the protocol. The TLS protocol is the protocol that replaced SSL, which is what the hell is SSL? Secure socket layer protocol in the 90s, sometime in the 90s, okay? And so TLS is about privacy and integrity of your information as it goes like from a client to a server. So say from an email to an email server, okay? Now, TLS is a protocol, right? There's a protocol. And we know a protocol is just, you know, it's like rules that you follow, right? Or it's a series of actions, okay, that happen the same way, at least in machines, that every time, a series of actions, okay? That's your protocol. TLS has a protocol. Now, a TLS certificate is like a driver's license, okay? So as far as, what did I say? I said integrity and privacy. So, right. So it gives me permission, the TLS gives me permission to send data over the PKI, the private key infrastructure, okay? And it also helps identify who's doing it, right? So just like a driver's license gives us permission to drive on state and federal roads and highways, right? And a driver's license also helps identify that I'm me, who I am, okay? So that's just like a TLS certificate, right? So I'm saying all that because of the aspect that it's a protocol, all right? And what happens is, so let me pull up something for you so you can see this. Now, we deal with protocols every single day, right? So when y'all wake up in the morning, I'm sure you have a protocol, like a ritual. You know, some of y'all might, Professor Black Ops, so did you say TLS 1.2 or higher, everything else is insecure, right? What's the highest one? Is it 3, like 1.3 maybe, or something? Yes. So we all have protocols. When we wake up, many of us nowadays, what do we do when we wake up? The first thing you do when you wake up in the morning. And don't say you get up and brush your teeth because you're lying. A lot of us, what we do is what? We check our phones, right? That's like part of the protocol right now, okay? So you check your phone, then you get up, maybe you make your bed and brush your teeth and all that. So it's a protocol. But with humans, we have variants in our protocols, okay? But we're gonna get to that in a minute. Now, TLS also has a protocol, right? There's a way that this works. There's a way that communication happens between the client and the server so that the connection is made. And let me just share this picture with you real quick. StreamYard, don't do me today, all right? I need you to work today, okay? I need you to act right. Here we go. Thank you, StreamYard. I appreciate it. So this is an example of the TLS protocol. So you see, you got the SYNAC Act. You know, folks are community. They're saying, hey, are we there? Are you here? You hear me? You know, so they establish the connection, and then all the other transfers happen with the certificate and all that until the data can go through securely. Okay. So this is the protocol. TLS. Everything has a protocol, right? In everyday life, when you go to a restaurant, there's a certain thing that you do at a restaurant. At Thanksgiving dinner, there's a certain protocol at Thanksgiving that you don't have for everyday meals, even though you may have a protocol when you sit down to eat dinner every night. Okay. When you pick up a phone, somebody calling you, and you pick up a phone, there's a protocol. You pick up the phone, you say hello if somebody's calling you, right? And then you wait for them to say something, okay? And then they say something. So it's a whole protocol when you're on the phone. If somebody calls you, you pick up the phone and don't say nothing. That's weird, okay? That's weird. You're not following the protocol. If somebody calls, I pick up the phone, I say hello, I don't hear nothing on the other end. That's weird too. Why are you playing on my phone? Okay, who the hell is this type thing? You know what I'm saying? You pick up the phone, you start barking or something. What the hell is wrong with you? You know, you got to follow the protocol. Okay. So we have that now. What hackers do, what criminals do, let me say it this way. What criminal minds will do, all right, is that they will test every part of this protocol. They'll test every single part, okay? If the server is expecting a certain kind of data, they'll send something else. If the server is expecting one response, they'll send two. If the server, you know, normally gets a certain amount of data, they'll triple that amount of data and they'll send that, okay? They're testing every point of the protocol to see if anything breaks, right? Is something gonna break? If something does break, all right, now I found a vulnerability. Now it's on to the exploit. Now it's on to how can I now, you know, exploit this vulnerability, okay? Where can I get to? What can I do next? All right, so now, okay, so this is the TLS protocol. Now, don't forget, we're talking about the red teaming, Joe McCrae's response. This is the TLS protocol. Now, let's go to one more thing, okay? What is the difference? Can somebody tell me, what is the difference between just a normal run-of-the-mill insect and a pest? What makes an insect a pest? Do you all know what the difference is between the two? Because every insect is not a pest, okay? Something has to happen for them to be considered a pest. So the difference between an insect and a pest is that a pest causes some kind of harm to humans physically or economically, okay? That's when it becomes a pest. So it either, so roaches, for example, roaches are all over the damn place. They're on every continent except Antarctica. That's the only place you won't find a roach, maybe, or at least we haven't found one yet, okay? But roaches are everywhere, okay? But they're not pests everywhere, right? They're only pests when they cause harm to people, you know, or, you know, what people eat and where they live and that kind of stuff, okay? And roaches do carry disease. They carry bacteria and stuff that can cause disease, right? So roaches in homes mostly are pests. A roach you just see outside in the wild or something, it's just a roach, okay? It ain't bothering nobody. Now, so I'm going into that because this is going to get us back to what Joe McCrae said. Now, I went to Tanzania about, I don't know, like 5 or 6 years ago. I went to Tanzania with one of my sons. And before we left, of course, we had to get our passports and stuff, but we also had to take some pills. I forget what they were, but they were malaria pills, basically. They were to help to prevent us from contracting malaria while we were over there because it's, you know, Tanzania is very warm. It's absolutely beautiful. If you have not been to East Africa, you got to go. I mean, it's just, I'm telling you, it's amazing. So malaria is caused by a mosquito bite. Okay. Now, it's not the bite. What happens is mosquitoes carry a parasite, and that parasite is what causes malaria. Now, let me show you. Malaria, just like TLS, remember what we said about TLS? Malaria also has a protocol. Let me show you. Okay, it's not just information or computers, all right? Malaria protocols are everywhere, including disease, okay? So here you see the mosquito. Now, again, protocol is a series of actions, right? So every time a human being gets bitten by a mosquito who carries the malaria parasite, this is what's possible. Okay, they do that, it gets into the liver and into the blood, it starts causing symptoms and all that, right? So it has a protocol as well. Now, what's interesting about this is that your old pal, Bill Gates, okay, has created a team of people with a hacker mindset to look at this protocol and find out where we can intervene to protect humans. At what part of the protocol? Now, the mosquito is part of the protocol. Okay, so they have to, they study the mosquito, they study the environment, they study the time of day. So it's like around dark, around dusk and nighttime that these particular mosquitoes bite. Okay, and it's only the females, right? Because the females need the blood for their eggs and all that. So they look at the whole protocol to see, okay, where can we interrupt this protocol to help protect people so they don't get sick. And in underdeveloped countries, they actually die from malaria. Okay, we don't. That doesn't tend to happen in more developed countries. At least death doesn't tend to happen. But in countries where they don't have the same resources, people die. You know, so he's really looking to come up with something that can interrupt what's happening in this picture to help save lives. All right. Now, why did he get a team of hackers for that? Okay, why not just blood doctors or malaria scientists or, you know, I don't know who studies malaria, you know, disease people, CDC? Well, because something that we talk about all the time, but we don't actually do, right? Is because people who are actual hackers. Now, there's a difference between a hacker and somebody who follows direction, you know, until they can get something, right? A chef, every cook is not a chef. All right, just because you can cook, that does not mean you're a chef. It don't. All right, that's a whole different thing. Just because you can get into spaces you don't belong doesn't mean you're a hacker. It don't. Listen, I'm telling you. Just because you did what the other person did with some instructions and you remember you went to Google and you Googled how to get, you know, past SSH and you did it or whatever, that doesn't make you a hacker. That makes you somebody who's able to follow directions, okay? Bill Gates was not looking for people who were able to follow directions, okay? He needed people with a hacker mindset, meaning, so this is an example that I heard somebody use for that. He said, when you get a new gadget, okay, and you take it, for example, to your mom or your dad or some, you know, older person who isn't really familiar with all this stuff that young people use, okay, and you take it to them, like your mom might ask, well, what is that? Like, what does that do? And you might say, oh, it's a phone. And she's like, okay, all right. You said it's a phone, so she has an idea of what it does, okay? It rings, it helps you communicate, whatever. Now, he said a hacker, okay, would not ask, what does this do? The hacker mindset asks, what can I make this do? That's a different question. That's a whole different question. What can I make this do? Okay. The way we do things, the way that I've seen them done, that question is not a question we don't ask, what can I make this do? No, not us, okay? What we do primarily is follow behind what others have done, okay? So they did the exploit this way, okay? So let's practice doing it this way. I want to find, somebody tell me, okay, where is there a security team? Where is there a security team that's asking, what can we make this do? Right? Without going to Google, without any of that stuff. Okay? just looking at the thing and saying, everybody can't do that, because you have to know a certain amount of information in order to even ask that question, okay? Who's gonna buy an iPhone, look at it and say, what can I make this do? You buy, first of all, you buy an iPhone because you need a phone or something, right? You want it to do what it was created to do. A hacker mindset does not think like that, okay? They look for, it's not about looking for, and I'm saying hacker, I'm not saying cracker, I'm not saying criminal, I'm saying hacker. If you think of the DIY movement, the do-it-yourself, that's a whole hacking movement. Well, all hacking is, all it is, not anything mysterious, all it is repurposing things and using it for, for a purpose, that it wasn't created for. Am I freezing on y'all? Because the StreamYard is doing some weird stuff right here. What was I gonna say? Oh, so this pen, I just bought this pen. I gotta stop buying pens. I love pens, especially ones that write really well, because I love to write. I mean, and this one is just so good. Anyway, here's a pen, okay? I bought this so I could write with it. I didn't look at this pen and say, oh, what can I make this do? No, I bought it so I could write on the damn paper. So now I'm here, all right, and if somebody come, I don't know if y'all can see that door back there. If somebody come walking through that door, and I got this pen in my hand, and I turn around, I don't know them, it looks like they're here for nefarious purposes or something, and I just stab them in the eye with the pen, I've just hacked this pen. I've hacked. Because I used it for something that it wasn't meant to be used to blind people. Okay, that's not the purpose of the pen, right? That's the same. That's the. So what can I make this do? Is the question that we don't ask, and if we don't start asking that question, okay, and looking at our systems, not to hack into them, okay, not for that purpose, right? Not for that purpose. And let me tell you what the purpose is. Now, cybersecurity, first of all, and cyber defense, okay, which supposedly is what the red team is there, to contribute to, right? The cyber defense part, okay, or cybersecurity. I don't know what the hell, whatever the hell that one of them. So now cybersecurity is like, I go to my doctor, and you go to your doctor for your yearly checkup, okay? And you do things every day to be sure that when you go for that checkup, things come back good, okay? You drink water, you go walking, you take your medications that you're supposed to take, you keep your stress levels down, you stop fighting with people all the time, you learn how to woo-saw when you need to. I mean, there's a lot of stuff that we do so that we can, be at a certain state of health, okay? Because you can always be more or less healthy, always. Right now, I could be a lot more healthy than I am now, but I can also be a lot less healthy than I am right now, okay? What we're trying to do is keep our health such that, we can maintain, we can have a good quality of life. That's security. That's why you put the STIGs on, okay? That's why you have your RMF process, so okay, this is where we need to put controls here and there. We do all that, right? We do that. This is why administrative policies in our organizations, and the operational and the technical policies, and and the exercises and all that, right? It's about your state of health, okay? You want your state of security to be such that you can have a good working environment, right? Where people feel secure enough to be able to do the work. They're there to do the work, okay? They're secure enough to do that. That's cybersecurity. Now, cyber defense. Shout out to Sticks. There you go. Hi, NC worker. Oh my goodness, it's been a while since I've seen you. And it's been a while since I've been here too, right? Cybersecurity, cyber defense. Okay, I just came back from the doctor. The doctor told me, Cheryl, you're gonna live for 60 more years, girl. You're doing real good. You know, my state of health is great. Again, it could be better, it could be worse, but where I am right now, it's good. Okay, I'm doing very well. Same thing for you, organization. The compliance people come through, you get the audit. Hey, you got all, you're looking good here. You know, you got all the stigs on, your policies are wonderful, your awareness training is out there, is all that stuff. Okay, you're looking good. Your state of security is looking good. All right, just like my health. So I'll leave the doctor's office. I'm walking down the street. All right. Somebody comes up and just knocks me upside my head. Now I'm back. Now I'm in the hospital. Okay, with a concussion. Why am I in the hospital with a concussion? When 5 minutes ago, the doctor told me I had a clean bill of health. Clean bill. This is like solar winds. Everything is compliant. You got, listen, everything. And then you turn around and what happens? You got DLLs and .nets and all kind of just running all up and through. People, all your clients, like, what the hell? You just got knocked upside the head, okay? With your clean bill of health. Cyber defense, that means your defenses were down. Cheryl, your defenses were down. You got a good bill of health. But what that defense do, huh? Oh, all right. Now, so here we go we're back at Joe McCray, okay? We're back at Joe McCray and the protocols and all that stuff, all right? I said this past weekend at the big winter conference, we are not at war, okay? Let's consider, we're not fighting nobody, okay? We're working for businesses. What business you know is trying to fight with somebody? Businesses want you to love them, okay? This is about, I'm trying to make love, not war, okay? I want you to love them. Amazon wants you to love, okay? Bezos wants you to love them. He don't want you to hate him. He don't want you to go to war with him. Why? Because he wants your business, okay? He wants you to order off Amazon. What the hell do he want to fight you for? Okay, ain't nobody at war over here. This is business. We're not in the military. Okay, we are not in the military. So what does that mean when it comes to the red teaming that Joe McCray was talking about? Okay, I'm not doing this work, okay, so that you can come against me and I can go against you and we can do all this stuff. No. This is about a I put it in 3 phases. Okay, this is, all of it is defense. All of it is defense, okay? And it's like, if any martial artists are out there, you will know exactly what I'm talking about, okay? Because, and I talked to my friend who does martial arts, right, about this. When a martial artist, when you're doing jujitsu, karate, all those other things, okay? And you're practicing, right? And you punch, you're punching somebody. That punch is always a defense. It's not, and so if somebody's coming at you, okay, and you're punching, you're doing it in defense, right? And even when you're practicing, okay, even when you're practicing, you know, it's strengthening your defense because defense is not just about stopping somebody from knocking me upside the head, okay? It's risk management. Maybe we got to come up for another word for risk management, Professor Black Ops, because I don't think people like that. It sounds like something that is not whatever. I don't know. But that's what it is. It's risk. Because what you need to do is, so when I came from the doctor and I'm walking down the street, okay, what I didn't do, I did not have my defenses up, because what I wasn't doing was three things: research, reasoning, and results. Okay, research, reasoning, and results. Now let me tell you. Hazard recognition. First of all, what kind of neighborhood am I in? Okay, hazard recognition, all right, is the likelihood that I'm going to be knocked upside the head high in this neighborhood, or is it real low? Because people just don't get that. Don't happen around here. Not that it can't happen, but the point is, you know, what is the environment like? All right. If my doctor is in the hood, all right, if he in the hood, and there's certain things that I know I can't do in the hood. Okay. So then that means if I go, I'm with somebody, okay, or I'm carrying a bat, or I'm making sure it's not close to nighttime or whatever, right? I do things, you know, to help decrease the likelihood that I will be attacked. All right. Now my security is good, my health is good, all right, but my defenses were down. So how do I get my defenses back up? Hazard recognition, that's the first thing. Okay, now I'm going into all this threat modeling and intelligence and all that stuff, okay? Hazard recognition. I need to expect and anticipate that something is gonna change. Now, it can be changed for the worse or the better, whatever, but something's gonna change, okay? Everything is not gonna just stay the same. Something's gonna happen, okay? Now, whether it happens to me or not, I don't know, but I know that something is gonna happen. I also need to know where I'm competent or where I can see. All right, I got this. All I got right here, 2 eyes. Okay, and they is like that right there. Okay, nobody can see like there. Everybody has blind spots, right? There's a spot over here that if you move your hand or something, you lose it, right? You have blind spots. Everybody does, which means I need something or somebody to help me see the blind spots. Okay, I'm also talking about your systems here. I'm talking about security right here. Okay, blind spots. Okay, the research part, so it's research for defense. Okay, so there's 3 parts of defense. There's research, again, like I said, reasoning and results. Okay, the research part is where the teaming comes along. Okay, so let's do this this testing. Let's go ahead and test the system in these various areas. I mean, call it red team. I don't give a hell. Like whatever. But the point is, it cannot stop there, because you're just stopping at the first part of defense. Where's the rest of it? Okay, where's the rest of it? You can't just research. I mean, and then what? Well, then comes reasoning. Okay, so now we've done the research, we've done the teaming, we've done the pen testing, we've done the social engineering test and all that, whatever. We've done all that. Okay, now we're at the reasoning point. This is the second phase of defense. It's all defense now. It's all defense, okay? Because we check the health. We're still working on the security, the STIGs and all that. Okay, but this helps in keeping us healthy. This helps in keeping us safe and secure and able to work. All right, is these 3 levels of defense. It's always defense, okay? We're not attacking. At no point are we attacking, okay? We are testing as a part of defense, right? Again, we have to change the way we talk. We got to do that, okay? Now, the reasoning. So what do we do with this? We got this information. We see that this protocol, okay, this Tls protocol, or the way that the training is happening for awareness for our employees, it's weak in this area. Somebody can get in this area and start exploiting, you know, find an exploit. Okay, so now we've done that research. Now, what's the reasoning? How are we going to use that to modify our defenses? You know, what are we going to do there? Are we going to remove the thing that has that vulnerability in it? Now this is when you get more into risk management, okay? what are we going to do? We're going to mitigate it some kind of way, okay? Or we're going to buy some insurance and say, you know what, if somebody gets in here, you know, the damage, we're just going to have insurance paid to make it better, okay? What's the reasoning? What are we going to do? Which moves into the result. Okay, now this is what we've decided to do as a defense. Cheryl, when you go to the doctor, you're going to go at no later than 3 o'clock, okay, in the wintertime, and no later than 6 in the summertime, okay? Because the crime, all those people getting hit across the head seems to happen between this time and this time, all right? And also, on your way home, you're not going to go this way. You took the train, that train to get here, you're going to take this train to get home, okay? I'm talking about defenses. We're talking about practicing defense, okay? I'm not saying nothing will ever happen. That's not what I'm saying. But what I am doing in this practice of defense is I'm decreasing the likelihood that I'm going to be unexpectedly hit across the head, okay? So my results, all these things now I'm doing, this is what I'm doing. It's a time of day. It's how I get there. Is that I go with somebody, okay? Is that I also, all right, I got me some mace in my pocket here. I'm also going to carry mace when I come here to do that thing. Now, if somebody still has it in their heart and the spirit moves them to try to hit me up across the head, okay, they're going to have a hard time. Because first of all, I'm not where they thought I was going to be, okay? Because the time is not right, because I'm not there in the time when people get assaulted, okay? And it's the wrong train. I took the other way, okay? I went that way. And if they still happen to be in my path, okay, in my path, I got my mace right here, okay? So the second I see that you're trying to lift something, you know, you're gonna get maced in the face, you know, and all those things are gonna. So all of those things that I put in place, all of those defenses, red teaming is a defense. It's the research aspect of defense, okay? All of those things together helps me to strengthen, okay, while my security, okay, I got a good bill of health for security, and my defensive strategies that are ongoing, it never stops. It never stops. Defenses never stop. Why? Because it can't. The environment never. We live in a dynamic environment. Okay, this planet Earth, this whole atmosphere, all this. Okay, dynamic. That means it changes all the time. So I have to stay on my toes. Okay, I got to stay on my toes. And I have to ask, I now have to start asking, what can I make this do? What can I make, even looking at our own protocols, right? During our research, what can we make this do? And it doesn't always have to be something nefarious, right? Can we make something that's even more robust, right? Can we make something that detects even more? Can we make something that will, you know, aid us in seeing what we're blind to? Because we all have blind spots, right? What can we make this do without having the criminal intent? Okay, that kind of stuff comes out in the red teaming and the pen testing. Okay, we absolutely want to know, you know, what these creeps out there are thinking about, you know, but at the same time, when we ask the question, what can we make this do? It's to help further and keep increasing, because like I said, your security, your health is just at a certain state. Okay, it can always get better or worse. Always. I don't care where you are in your state of health, it can always get better or worse. You understand? Same with security. It can always get better or worse. Always. All right. Now, what we're doing here, when we ask the question, what can we make this TLS protocol do? What can we make this IP protocol? What can we make this protocol do? What can we make it do? All right. What's possible as far as increasing our security and our defense, thereby decreasing the likelihood that you're going to get knocked upside the head like SolarWinds. okay? And even if you do, okay, because, you know, stuff happens, it happens. What is that recovery like? Okay. If I get knocked upside the head walking down the street, okay, am I just gonna lay there for 24 hours, bleeding all over the sidewalk? Somebody call 911. Okay. What is my body doing? When you get cut or something, your body is on it, child. I mean, on them platelets are there. They're there. They are there, but only, listen, that also depends on your state of health. If you're in poor health, okay, them platelets gonna be sluggish as I don't know what. I mean, they got cobwebs and fat and Cheeto dust, all kind of stuff to try to get through to get to where they need to be. Okay, which is another reason why we want our state, whatever state we're in, to be the highest it can be, okay, in that moment, at that time, so that if things do happen, it won't take us as long to recover. You know, it won't take us as long to recover. Whew, okay, what else I got here, y'all? So y'all see what I'm trying to say? So, I don't want it to come across like I'm just, hey Maddox, how you doing? Like I'm trying to, like I'm hating on their team and pen testing and all that stuff. I don't. I mean, I enjoy. Listen, I told you I do the bone hubs. What the hell else did I do? You know, them CTFs and all that. But the person I do them with, he hates doing them with me. He really does, because I ask that question. I am so curious. I don't care about flags. You know, I'm trying to figure out, what does this do? What does it do? And what can it do? Can it do it a different way? Okay. Or can it do something different? Or can something else do what this is trying to do? I'm just full of questions, child. You're blessed, Maddox. That's awesome. Full of questions, full of them. And yeah, so that's just what I do. And when I said that we need to start talking differently, like I'm so serious about that. I'm so serious. And you know, in everything I create, like that's what I'm gonna be doing. I mean, we can do the thing. You know who's really good at this? There is a book called, I think it's like Don't Think of a Purple Elephant, something like Don't Think of a Purple Elephant, something like that. People who are really good, it's called Orwellian language. Orwellian language. Okay. So this is what it's like, a version of that I'm talking about. Okay. Do you know what the Blue Skies Act is? The Blue Skies. It's like it's a piece of legislation that pollutes the air. The Blue Skies Act. This is not a political talk, but I'm gonna tell you one thing. The Republican Party has the market cornered on Orwellian language. These people will call something, I mean, they will make it sound like if you don't vote for this thing, you're just the worst person. And the way they talk about it, okay, is like, what did they change? Global warming. You remember how we used to call it global warming? Okay, but it was changed to climate. You see the difference between global warming and climate change? Can you hear? Can you feel? Can you feel it in your soul, the difference between those two? That's what changing language does. Language, why do you think it's called spelling? Spelling, okay? Why is it called? Language puts a spell on you. You know what I mean? I mean, the way we talk, there's a whole book The way we talk changes the way you do things. Listen, it's not just Cheryl saying this. Okay, you got a whole bunch of researchers that have said this very same thing. Okay, you know who else got the market cornered on this stuff right here? Marketers. Go to any, and that's why I need to get on Fiverr or somebody who is really, really great at marketing, because we have to market security better. Okay, we have whitewashed the hell out of some criminal behavior, okay, with these hackers and all that stuff. That shit is so sexy, it's ridiculous. I mean, that's how we invite little kids. That's how we get them interested in cybersecurity. We want them to show them how we hack into some stuff so they can get impressed, right? That's a damn shame. Y'all need to cut it out. You need to stop. Okay. We need to, something has to be done. We got to do something, because look at firefighters. Okay, kids admire the heck out of some firefighters. So do I do too. That's a whole, these are professionals like us who are invested in protecting people and you know, buildings and people's livelihoods and all that. Right? It's not just about putting out fires. Okay. It's the whole, they're heroes. They are heroes. About 3 years ago, around this time, I was looking for a hero when some knucklehead broke into my bank account, you know, and stole like $2,000. I'm like, what the hell is a cybersecurity? This is before I was in cybersecurity. Where y'all at? Where are you at? Child, was hot. Listen, I was hot. You know, we're in the business of protection and security. The business of protection and security. Okay. Why we keep talking? Why every time you turn around? And my daughter came here the other day. Okay. She just teaching with little kids and you know, all that. She's not, you know, but she said, Mom, you know, only thing I know about security is, you know, is hacking. Like that's what that even sound like? The only thing I know about security is hacking. What does that even sound like? That sounds nuts. Am I the only one who feels that sounds nuts? Hey, NC worker, what did you say? I'm well, and I hope that you and your family are. Yeah, we're doing good. NC worker, I'm still on my, you know, I need to do a TED talk or something. Just get it all out. Just get it all out. All out. Can we associate security with safety? Can we associate with that? Can the first thing people think when they hear cybersecurity, can they think of safety instead of hacking? That should tell us right then and there that, you know, something has to change. Come on. Something has to change. It has to. If you listen to information security suggestions before something happened, that would help. What does that mean, Kareem? If you listen to information security suggestions before something. Oh, I hear what you're saying. You're talking about how, so there was this one guy, he was in a meeting that BIC did. They did like a panel of people. And he was saying that he found some security flaws and stuff. And he told them to the business, and the business was like, like, you know, we don't have the money for that, or, you know, we don't want to do that, or whatever. Okay. You're talking about that, like people, you know, the business isn't really trying to hear that kind of stuff, you know. And that's true. A lot of times they're really not trying to hear that. And again, how are we telling them about that? So I heard this one other person who talked about that very same thing. Okay, how businesses are not, you know, because first of all, they do the same thing in training. They do the same thing in training. IT, training, marketing, and one more maybe. You know, if you look at the values, is it called value stream or the value something of a business? Those are supporting functions. Okay, which is I have disagreed with that, since I heard it. I'm like, that don't make no sense. What you mean supporting functions? I say your legs are a supporting function. What? Like, what the hell? Yeah, I do need my heart and my brain and all that, but a supporting function. Come on now. Anyway, yeah, so that's the way they see it. Okay, first of all, you're supporting. All right, so be quiet. Okay, but what he said was what they did when they found something, they had a suggestion for the business, and they really felt like the business needed to do this if they were going to be able to maintain the security that they wanted to be able to do their jobs well. Okay. He said, instead of us making a PowerPoint and going in there and presenting it and saying, these are the statistics, these many businesses, were hacked when this happened, and a bunch of numbers and graphs and all that. He said that they took an app into the meeting with the CEOs, the C-suite people, and they had them use the app, to do whatever they wanted to do with it. And they then when they used the app, they were able to extract like information from their emails or something like whatever that application was for. It did what it was supposed to do, but it also did more. Okay, it did more than it was supposed to do. All right, and more information was able to be pulled from it than was purposed to be pulled from it. Okay, now when they saw the results of that, they were like, okay, okay, tell me what you need. What do you need for us to, to make this better, to fix this issue? See, business people, they don't care. Like, they don't know right now, because I think we are one of the reasons why they don't care. All right, the way we cyber professionals approach cybersecurity and talk about it. Okay, I think we're one of the problems, but they really don't know. Okay, they don't know. They have no idea. They just know, listen, I don't want to be in the news. I don't want my reputation out there. I ain't trying to give people money back. Listen, I don't want to be in the news. Okay, just make sure I'm not in the news, and I got to do my work. I got things to do. We have to be able to be so seamless, okay, and to present it that way. Present it as, listen, you do need your legs. Okay, yes, you will still be alive. Your heart will still beat. You will still be able to think without legs. All right, but let me tell you how legs make the quality of your life better. Let me tell you how much further, you can go without getting tired or whatever, with legs or arms or like whatever. Let me show you how security increases the quality of your product, because that's what they're thinking about. Let me show you how it increases the quality of your reputation, of your, whatever those criteria are. How does security impact that? Okay, we need to do a better job of presenting that to the business. And I'm not just talking about the CISOs and the CISSPs and the whatever, okay? Because a lot of them don't know what the hell they're doing either. All right. If you're in the SOC, you too need to know how to be articulate and explain to these people, okay, why you're there. Okay, why you're there, and what they compromise, by not exercising the ability that they have. Okay, you don't want your security team to atrophy. You want to have them exercise, and do what they're there to do. All right, you want to build that security muscle. That's what you want to do. You want to build that security muscle. Okay. It's things like that, ways like that, that we really need to be talking to these people, and letting them know why we're there. Okay, they don't know. All they know is compliance. Listen, I can't do this, and I can't do this if I'm not compliant. Many of them just know compliance, and we just talked about how compliance is not enough. Compliance is cybersecurity. Okay, I'm secure. All my locks are in, all my vulnerabilities are plugged. I'm secure. You know, I'm compliant, right? That's not enough. We have to now build our defensive muscles, okay, which includes research and testing with the red team and pen testing, you know, and you know, social engineering and all that, and the training and all that stuff. Okay, we need to do that with now we're going to reason, we're going to take all this information and we're going to find out what we're going to do with it, okay, to then get to the result and build, actually lift the weight, okay, and keep building the results, okay, building that strength in our defenses. Look at HIPAA. That federal law is almost 30 years old. Why do hospitals not take better precautions now? For years now, I have been the information security evangelist. No one listens until they lose. That's true, Kareem. So again, what can I make this do is the question we can ask. Even when it comes to people, the people that we work with, from a security perspective now I'm not talking about what can we make this do from a criminal perspective, because from a criminal perspective, that's about using somebody's vulnerabilities to get what you want, okay? That's what can I make this do from a criminal cracker's mind, all right? Now, what can I make this do from a security perspective, right? Is about how can we find and utilize not just vulnerabilities, but the strengths of people and even our systems, you know, to help better secure and defend, okay? So that question goes both ways, and it's for a different purpose, right? It's for a much different purpose. Because that's important to all of us, okay? Because it's like, so for Cyber's Future, right, which is the program that I and my colleague created for this nonprofit for boys, STEM programs called Cyber's Future. And I came up with the name, by the way. One of the first things we told them about was the Hackers Manifest. Have y'all read the Hackers Manifest? And like the goals, like I'm talking like the original, like the thing, okay? It's quite admirable. I can't be mad at it. I can't be mad at it. You know, it's about freedom of information, and, you know, and Wozniak, the guy who was with Bill Gates, you know, information wants to be free, you know, all that. Okay, the internet, and, you know, being able to share, and I can't be mad at that. I can't be mad at that. Okay, that's fine. However, I mean, it's very noble when you really look at it. It's quite noble. Okay, but when it's by any means necessary, and you have individuals with know-how taking advantage of other human beings to get to that ideal utopia or whatever, that's a problem. That's a problem. That sounds that sounds like Columbus discovering America. Okay, you see what them words come through again? Do you see that? He discovered. Well, how you get mad with somebody discovering something? Okay, you know damn well that's not what happened. How you discover something? So if somebody came today, 2021, what's today's date? February 11th, 2021, and discovered America. Huh? And did the same thing them folks did back then to discover America. Uh-huh. You see what the words do, though? That's what I'm talking about. So it's the same thing, right? We don't want, I mean, the whole idea of sharing information, which is what the internet is, okay? The internet is about internet working. The minute, if you go buy a laptop today, if you go buy a brand new phone today, you turn it on and you connect it to the internet, you put your router password or in there, you just connected to a gazillion other people on the internet, including a bunch of criminals and knuckleheads. Okay, you just became part. It's the same way when you are born. When you are born into this world, you just became part of it. Okay, you just became susceptible to all the beauty and all the ridiculousness that goes on here. Okay, it's the same thing with the internet. All right. So all that openness is what it is. Okay. So it's meant to be that way. It's meant to be open. Do you know what I'm saying? Now, I'm not going to go back into all my presentation and all that stuff. But what I want to say regarding this is the original intent of just being able to repurpose things and find out what they are and all of that. We just want to know. It's about getting information and just knowing what things are and creating something else, creating something newer, better, faster, whatever. Okay. But it's taken, if you look at the history, even the history of the word, it's just taken on a more nefarious type thing. So every hacker is not a hacker, okay? Not a real hacker who actually knows how to take something, look at it, and break it down and make something else, okay? Everybody's not that, all right? So for that part, for those criminals, so like Columbus discovering, right? That's like, the manifest destiny was it was a great thing. It was about, we need freedom. We want freedom of religion. We don't want to be held down by a tyrant. We want our children to grow up happy. Yeah, all that's wonderful. That's beautiful. Beautiful. Everybody wants that. But not at the cost of nearly wiping out an entire people. Okay, no. We're not going to do that. We're not going to do that. Okay, we don't want that to happen in cyberspace. Okay, we don't want that to happen in cyberspace. Yeah, it could be free, information, all that stuff. That's wonderful. But what you're not going to do is disrespect the space that other people have here, and their right to keep it. Their right to own the space they have. You're not going to do that, okay? So that's the whole issue. I feel like that's why we as cyber professionals are here, right? We're here. We're like what the people who are already here in America needed when Christopher Columbus discovered it, okay? They didn't have that. They didn't have anybody who had just as much know-how, as the people coming in to be able to not just help protect them, right, but to help them protect themselves, so that some kind of way, hey, listen, we all here. Ain't nobody going to Jupiter. Musk ain't got his stuff together yet so that folks can go to Mars. No, we here. Okay, we are here and we have to coexist together. Okay, so how can we do that in a way, that allows us to really be able to carry out the intent of the internet, which is to share. That's the reason for it. It's to share. Okay, it's for me to be able to share. Now the reason, like the original reason, was to share power, like electrical power. With the universities who did the ARPANET and all that stuff, right? So that's what it was. So it's about sharing, okay? Sharing information and resources. That's what it is. How long I've been talking at y'all? 1 hour and 9 minutes. So Joe, I love you, Joe. You hear me, Joe McCray? I'm talking to you. I love you. I love everything you do. I really do. But what's T? Okay, can we start to talk about security from a security mindset? That's what I'm asking. Can we do that? Okay, can we talk about cybersecurity from a safety perspective. You know, when I meet somebody on the street, okay, and say, what's the first thing that comes to mind with you about cybersecurity? You know, I would love them to say, you know, being safe in my house. You know, having these computers in my home is like having an open door. It's like I just carved out in my wall another open door. I got a door back there. Okay, this is a door right here in front of me. This computer. This is another open door. Okay, I got another open door over here. I got open doors in my basement. I got doors all over the place up in here. My TV is a door because it's smart. Okay, it's connected to the internet. That's another open door right there. My cell phone. I carry this open door with me everywhere I go. Myself right here. That's an open door. Okay, so when we talk about cybersecurity, we're talking about people maintaining a level of safety when you got all these open doors all over the place. Okay, and in businesses too. You know how many open doors up in the business? Come on now, that's a lot of doors and windows. You know what I mean? These people need help. Okay, not just help to be protected, but to protect themselves eventually. All right, they need to learn how to fish too now. And I told somebody, I think it was you, Mark, if you're still on here. We have a whole police station, okay, in my county, a whole police station. I can get there in like 10 minutes. But just because I have people who have been trained in law enforcement, just because I got those people here dedicated to this county, to this community, that does not mean I just go to bed without locking my door, leaving everything just open. I mean, I don't know security, nothing. I don't buy no locks. Window. That doesn't mean that. Like, okay, we got a law enforcement, they'll take care of all that. No. I still have a responsibility, okay, to keep myself secure as I can. All right. That means I still have to research what's the best lock to put on my door. What kind of neighborhood am I in? Okay. What kind of neighbors I got? What's the job market looking like around here? You know, you know what I'm saying? We still have the responsibility, even though there's a whole police, all y'all got police people in your neighborhoods and communities and all that who do their jobs. Okay. But that doesn't mean I got to stop doing mine, to be secure. And it's just like, let me tell you this one more thing, Mark. Yep. It's just like I told y'all, the diversity and inclusion people. Once you hire them in the organization, everybody like, okay, I'm done. I ain't gonna listen. The diversity and inclusion person is here. Okay, ain't nothing else I gotta do. Yeah, I'm not getting paid for. No. That is not the way it works. Okay, just because you got a diversity and inclusion office, that don't mean you ain't got to do anything. Come on now. Same thing with cybersecurity. Just because you got a brand spanking new sock with Splunk and all kind of stuff up in there, detecting, all the state-of-the-art, whatever the hell you got up in there, Orion, everything. That does not mean that the CEO does not have to, for him or herself, consider security. Okay. Independent of you, right? That's all I'm saying. So we got to get to that. We got to get to a point to where when just lay people, just people on the street, in the mall, just go ask your parents or your sisters, your cousins, somebody who's really not interested in cybersecurity. Ask them. When I say cybersecurity, what's the first thing you think about? How many of them will say hacking? I bet you how many of them won't say protection and security. I promise you they won't say that. Not a lot of them. Because that's not what we talk about. The security people, that's not what we talk about. If you ask somebody on the street, okay, when you think about somebody having a fire in their house, what's the first thing that comes to mind? You know, as far as professions and stuff, what comes to mind with that? You know, what comes to mind? Or if you think about firefighting, even if you think about a firefighter, because I said a cybersecurity, if you think about firefighting, what's the first thing that comes to mind? They're going to tell you, you know, firefighters, you know, water, something to put it out, something to stop it from doing damage. Okay. What you're not going to hear? Arson, arsonists, you know, am I alone here? Oh, what else gonna do? What else gonna do? All right, I'm working it, y'all. But I'm just one person, okay? I'm just one person. All right, I need some navigators with me to help me do this work. All right. All of you are awesome. You really are. I really do. I appreciate y'all being here and just listening to me run my mouth. I really do. I'm telling you. And I'm so excited when y'all show up. I just appreciate all of you. I really do. If you are not subscribed to Person-Centered Cyber, please go ahead and subscribe to the channel. I have a lot more stuff coming up and a lot more that I want to share with you. Okay. And I want to have a panel. I'm planning to have a panel so that some of you can come up here, and I'm going to invite some people so we can have a really, really good, juicy discussion, okay, about some of the things that I was talking about here tonight. And I'm okay, like, nobody has to agree with anything I'm saying, okay? Because first of all, that's not why I'm saying it, so you can agree with me. I'm going to do what the hell I'm going to do anyway, okay? That's so it's not about agreement and all this other stuff. But I do want to share, okay? And I want to hear all points of view, like I really do. I want to hear your point of view. And like I said in the conference, it's a way of thinking, okay? It's a mental model. No model is right or wrong. It's just the model that we're using to get to the result. Remember, the result, you got the research, you've got the reasoning and the result. It's just a model. That's all it is. It's a model. Now, so the question you ask with a mental model, okay? The question you ask is not, is it right or wrong? Do we care if the flat earth model is right or wrong? Okay. If you're arguing about whether, because there's a whole flat earth society, a whole society, okay? They had their first conference like a couple years ago. I believe it was in Cary, North Carolina. The Flat Earth Society, okay? Who have a model, a mental model that they firmly believe in, that the earth is flat. Okay, fine. That model works for them, for the reasons it works for them. Do we care? It is the round earth model, okay? The flat earth model is not right or wrong. It's just a model that is used to, you know, that they use for the reasons they use it. The round earth model, that is a model, just like the flat earth. Listen, don't do me. Don't do me. Don't do me. Okay. The round earth model is a model. Okay. It's a way of thinking, okay, that we've created based on the tools we have. All right. Okay. We've, based on this information, research, you hear me? Based on the research, okay, and other, whatever other stuff they got going on. The current model of Earth is that it's round or oval or whatever the hell the damn thing is, okay? And what it does is, what models help us to do is just to navigate. So back in the day, okay, when the flat Earth, all that stuff came, but they had a whole bunch of things going on, child, okay, back then. But the model you have gives you permission to do something or not do it, okay? The model you have, and this is like the threat modeling that we do, okay? That tells you what you can and cannot do and still be safe. Way back in the day with the flat earth, where I'm going, how far are you going? Because we're not going past that, okay? Because we're gonna fall off the earth if we go that far, okay? So we gotta stay here. We gotta do that. You see what I'm saying? The model you have in your head that's how you navigate the world, okay? Is what I'm saying. Some of us have a model in our head about what a relationship needs to be like. Listen, don't get me started now, because y'all know, okay? You know me, all right? Some of us have a model in our head about the way we need to be relating to people, okay? And that model gives us permission to do or not do something. It tells us whether or not we can really tell somebody the truth or not. Do I have to walk on eggshell? Your model, listen, it's not them. The model you have in your head has you walking on eggshells around this person. I don't know why I'm saying this. Somebody need to hear it though, okay? That's what's doing it. It's not the person. It's the model you have in your head, okay? All right. I'm not going to go into all that. Y'all going to have to tune into my radio show, okay, to hear that kind of stuff. But that's what I'm talking about, though, okay? So everything I'm saying tonight, starting with the way we talk about cybersecurity, is about helping us to adjust. You ain't even got to change it, okay? Can you tweak? Can you, smooth it out a little bit? Something. Something, okay? Something, so that we can, if we don't like the results we're getting, let's do something different, okay? I told y'all Japan, they doing some wonderful things over there. They really are. We need to look at what they're doing and see what we can borrow. The physical security part of information security is not acknowledged as much as the hacking part of information security. Security plus pen test, CYSA, CASHAPP for different but related things. Kareem, you are on it tonight, Kareem. You are on it. I'm gonna have to pass the collection plate around for Kareem. Kareem, listen, that is so true. And in one of my older videos, right, you cannot get away from that physical. You can't. There is no cyber without the physical first, okay? You can't get away from it. You're right. We really do need to pay more attention to that. We absolutely do. Especially, Kareem, because the trope, I cannot stand it. I cannot stand it. But I'm going to say it just in this instance because it's helping me make my point. The thing a lot of people say, what do they say is the weakest link? The reason why all these places are getting hacked and the way it needs to do. Users. That's what they say. I can't stand that. But that's what they say. We're just gonna go with that for a minute. It's tearing me up inside, but let me just go with it. They say the users. Okay. What kind of STIGs we got for the users? That's part of physical security. Okay, that is part of physical security, and they have a whole TED talk, several of them TED talks about hacking the human. Okay, about hacking the human. Because if I can piggyback off of you, Kareem, to get in the business, and I don't even mean physically, I ain't even got to be there. Kareem, if I tap into one of your vulnerabilities as a person to get me what I need, okay, I'm good. I ain't even got to be there. I do not have to be there. Opportunists are master manipulators. You ain't gotta you ain't even gotta have a junior high graduate degree. You ain't gotta have a GED. You ain't gotta have nothing but to have grown up around another master manipulator, okay, to know how to take advantage of people. Every person, we all have weaknesses, all of us, every single one, which is why I say it is not the user that is the weakest link, okay? It's the human. Where do you have a human in these protocols? Where is there a human? Where were the humans, all of them, including the criminals? Where were they in this whole SolarWinds process? Okay, you got people, developers, you got administrators, you got all kind of people all over the place. Okay, everywhere you have a heartbeat, you have a potential vulnerability, honey, that you can exploit, right? I absolutely can. One of the most missed questions on the Security Plus: what is the difference between a warm site, cold site, and hot site? Bonus: what is shoulder surfing? Do they even have that warm site, cold site, and hot site on there? And the shoulder surfing, yeah, trying to get into a building, watching people's information and all that. Is that what that is? You're right. I mean, and that was one of my questions too. IT security training is trash. It's trash. It is largely basura. Okay, largely trash. But I'm the weakest link. You don't act like it. You don't. You need to have Steven Spielberg in there creating something for me to pay attention, right? And to get it. And I want to tell other people, okay? Because the stuff they got going on now, that ain't gonna cut it. Especially if you're telling me my computer gonna be turned off if I don't take this training. Man, you better get out of here with that. But I'm the weakest link though. Okay, yes. I'm not the weakest link. You know who the weakest link is? The head of the organization. That's your weakest link right there. Right there. That human, whoever that human is, that's your weakest link. Okay? That's where it is. Okay. Let me get out of here, y'all. I can talk all night. Thank y'all again for being here. I really do appreciate you. And so again, if you have not subscribed, please subscribe to the channel. For my replay gang, those of you watching the replay, if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe to the channel so you can be here the next time. Oh, they're performance questions. Okay, I took the Security Plus so long ago. I don't remember that. So my next project is the Python Professor Black Ops. I don't know if you started working on that yet, but the Python, and also I'm thinking of. I don't want to do the CCNA because I'm not trying to do all that. But I don't know about this. I may not even get the certification, but I do want to know the networking. That's become very, very interesting to me. The networking for these purposes. Okay, for the purposes of looking at the system and asking the question, what can I make this do? Okay, and I just like to know stuff. I want to understand, I want to see it, I want to experience it, I want to be able to break it down, just like I did with them bits, okay, just like I did with that subnetting. Did I tell y'all what I did with that? How I broke down, I was asking all over the place, what the hell is a bit? Okay, and people gonna tell me ones and zeros. I'm like, no, it's not. No, it's not. Not a damn 1 and a 0. What is a bit? Show me, what does a bit feel like, taste like, look like, all that, smell like? What's a bit smell like? I want to know what the heck is a bit. And I broke that down myself. Okay, and I like that. Like I like just tell me what. I just want to know what it is. If you can't tell me, I'll find out on my own. Okay, which I did. But that kind of stuff, right? I really want to go to networking and explore what these things actually are, because what we do in not just cybersecurity, in every single profession, right? And even outside the damn profession, in your house, we say a lot of things and we don't know what the hell they mean. We do not know what they mean. Okay. Even if you're a teacher, an instructor, you up there talking, I mean, just filling the atmosphere with your carbon dioxide, not knowing what the heck these words actually mean. Words are a shortcut. Okay, they're just a symbol, pointing to something else. What is that something else? All right. I'm not gonna get into all that. Y'all got to get on my other channel for that kind of talk. Okay. You all are wonderful. I appreciate you. Thank you for being here. And I will see all of you next time. Okay. Please have a great night. Have a good night. Bye-bye.